Welcome back, everybody. It's Sport Federation TV. We keep talking about sport in the Western Cape and across the districts in the province. And, well, if you have been watching any of the Olympics, you will know that one of our codes that is there now, and we've been speaking to them for quite a while now, is climbing. Climbing South Africa have got some athletes in Japan at the moment at the Olympics, and you'll remember that it was only a few months ago here in Cape Town that the Western Cape Climbing Federation hosted the Africa Continental Climbing Championships. Back from Climbing Western Cape, on the show with me now, Chris Naude. Chris, welcome back to Sport Federation TV.
Hi JP, thanks for having me. Yeah, great to be here.
Chris, so of course a lot of attention at the moment on climbing, especially in fact as we speak, and a lot of exposure for climbing.
Yeah, it's actually been great. With our website traffic has gone up dramatically. It's quite interesting to see how people see this on the Olympics and suddenly realize there's a sport they didn't know anything about, didn't know it existed, and suddenly it's an Olympic sport. And we've had a lot of people contacting us and saying, I didn't realize it was in the Olympics. It's a real sport, which is quite exciting, really.
Are you finding that maybe there's more climbers signing up?
We have actually. We kind of anticipated that this year would be a bit slow in terms of new climbers coming in because of all the obvious COVID reasons and what have you. But in actual fact, our membership has actually gone up slightly this year from last year. So we're pretty chuffed with that thing. You know, the climbing, of course, is a great sport for this time, with being an individual sport and being a lot of it outdoors.
Yeah.
It's actually perfect for keeping yourself safe as well.
The event that you had here in Cape Town in December last year, that was an Olympic qualifying event. Are the athletes that we now see in Tokyo, are they some of the athletes that qualified here in Cape Town last year?
Yeah, so in Cape Town, two athletes qualified, one male, one female. That was the selection criteria by the International Federation. So one climber of each gender from Africa. And we had two climbers, unfortunately not from the Western Cape, which is a little sad. We've got to wait 4 years for that one. But the two of them went over and competed day before yesterday.
Yeah, we've been
unfortunately, they didn't make the finals. Only the top 8 get through to the finals. And the men's final was yesterday. Big surprise with Spain coming in in first place, and the ladies' final is today.
Of course, we're going to have to spend a bit of time quickly just explain to the folks that how it works. When we look at the footage now, and of course we've been following the guys on Instagram, and we see all their photographs, and they've been posting their pictures, and it's been great to see the South African competitors in Japan. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic to see the opportunity that these athletes have got. But when we look at the screen, we don't see a mountain, we see a wall, and on the wall you see funny shapes. Just tell us about what we're looking at.
So most of the competition climbing is done on artificial walls. In fact, all of it these days. In years gone by, they used to do it on rock, but not anymore. And the idea is that it's almost a competition with the route setter, because there are really skilled route setters who create new routes for every competition that people have not seen before. And I think the route setters at the Olympics really did an outstanding job of creating something really unique and different, you know, something that we haven't seen before. I think it took its toll on some of the more experienced climbers. They were surprised by the uniqueness of it. But yeah, so the climbing is in 3 disciplines, all 3 of them on the same day in the Olympics. And the first of them being speed climbing. That one's pretty easy to understand. It's a standard design every time, exactly the same to the millimeter. and they shoot up 15 meters in new world record of 5.2 something seconds to get up 15 meters.
15 meters,
which is
wow.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
They tout it as being the fastest sport at the Olympics. I don't know if that's quite true. I'm not sure how you measure that one, but
so that's the first discipline being climbing. Sorry, speed climbing. So it's from the top, from the bottom to the top, as soon as the buzzer goes, climbing up these little grips that they've got on the wall.
That's correct. Yeah. So that's just a sprint to the top, really.
Right.
I guess it's maybe slightly obstacle course. Maybe the equivalent of 100 meters hurdles or something.
Yes.
And then after that is the bouldering, which is lowish, so 4.5 meters high. You fall onto a mat, and that gets decided on how many problems. There's 4 problems. How many you get to the top of. And if there's a tie there, then they look at the number of attempts it took you to get to the top. So they sort of break it down that way. And finally, the lead climbing, which is what most people know about climbing, is the roped climbing that you normally see, in which they got to get as high as they can up, or they've got one attempt, and they've got to see how far they can get up the wall. So our South African climbers didn't do too badly. They got sort of two-thirds of the way up the wall. In the men's final, only one person actually managed to top it. So it is really hard.
Yeah. Climbing back home now. Let's move from Japan. Let's move back to South Africa. Are we expecting any big events coming up in the Western Cape? What's coming up next for you guys?
So coming up next is our provincial championship, which we have also invited the other provinces to attend, especially since it's been quite difficult for people to hold competitions. Because of COVID, we've split it up. We've got about 80 competitors wanting to take part in the championship, and we've split it up into 3 sections so that we can bring it down to low numbers competing in the venue at any particular time. And it's going to work out fine. You know, I think we've got a good plan that keeps everybody safe and what have you. But yeah, it's going to be very exciting to get everybody competing and back on the wall again.
And do they have a goal of that once they've made the Western Cape team? What comes after that? Is there a South African championships or a world championship?
We're hoping to have a national championship, and there is actually a youth world championship coming up in Russia, but the federation has taken the decision that that's just too risky to take part in a major competition and all of that travel and what have you in these times of COVID, and it's just a lot of expense that might not happen.
Chris, on a final note again, the same question as before. If anybody wants to sign up or join, I'm assuming website is the best place to find them?
Website has got all the contact details on there. We've got, you can easily get hold of us on there. We've also got a Facebook page, which is just Facebook/ Western Cape Climbing, and we've got a YouTube channel as well. So we've got a lot of stuff that people can go and have a look at from the previous championships and so on. And it's worth a look if you're interested in climbing.
That's great stuff, Chris. It's very exciting at the moment, and we know that Western Cape was part of the process to help getting our athletes to the Olympics, and so we tip our hat to you guys and say well done, and of course, yeah, congratulations on the future plans. We're looking forward to finding out who the athletes are that are performing at the Western Cape Champs.
Thank you very much, JP. Great to chat to you guys again. And yeah, let's all your viewers out there, if you'd like to give it a try, give us a call.
There we go, folks. Chris Naude, Western Cape Climbing, and there you heard him say, just go to the website, www.westerncapeclimbing.co.za. Sign up, get involved. It's a fantastic sport to do from a competitive point of view, but also from a social point of view. And you'll be in good hands. You'll be in good hands with the guys from Western Cape Climbing. They're very active, and it looks like great fun. And who knows, maybe you'll get to the Olympics one day. Folks, that's a wrap from us this evening. We will say to all of you out there, please stay safe. Remember, of course, at all times, wear your mask. And when you do wear this mask, cover your mouth, cover your nose. Wear the mask in the correct manner. This is very important. And we'll say to you, stay safe. Remember, practice the social distancing, wash your hands, and again, wear that mask. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Have a fantastic sporting weekend. Bye-bye.